Welcome everyone, especially our replay viewers. We're notifying everyone on social media that we're live, so bear with us as we get our streams going. I'm Tanya Hutchins, coming to you live from the Robert J. Kolaski studio at Machinists Union headquarters. Coming up today, we have a preview of the IAM Journal. We'll talk about organizing, and we'll introduce you to the new president of the Labor Council for Latin American Advancement, also known as LCLAA. Latina Equal Pay Day is coming up November 1st. And we hope that you will share your comments about each topic. So just checking the time right now, it's 3 o'clock. So let's get started.
Activate your voice.
Fight for your right.
Speak up.
Speak out. We're union and we're proud.
Go Union.
Live from Maryland, this is Activate Live.
Welcome to Activate Live, our weekly show about the Machinists Union, organized labor, and working people. I'm Tanya Hutchins, coming to you live from our headquarters in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. We have a jam-packed show for you today about the importance of voting, Latina Equal Pay Day, organizing, and we have a preview of the IAM Journal. But first, here's what's going on with Machinists Union members. We have quite a few news items for you. Labor Matters was the theme of the recent Eastern States Conference of Machinists in New Jersey. Delegates gathered from 14 states to discuss the importance of voting for candidates who stand behind working families. The conference recognized Grand Lodge Representative Bill Rudis for his 5 decades of service throughout New England and Connecticut. Bill joined the IAM when he first worked at Pratt & Whitney in 1968, so congratulations to Bill Rudis. IAM Local 1486 teamed up with the Wimpisinger Education and Technology Center in Hollywood, Maryland, to host the Rides for Guides car show. That was in Southern Maryland. The event raised more than $5,000 for Guide Dogs of America, which the Machinists Union helped to found after one of our members asked for help. Car enthusiasts had a great time for a great cause. Those are some great cars out there, all colors, and this is my favorite one. This orange one here is just amazing. So congratulations for raising all of that money. Look at that. Well, machinists in Maine are supporting a trucker convoy for a cause to help raise the spirits of a 2-year-old boy recovering in a Bangor hospital. Enoch McGovern survived his mother's suicide. He was with her when she was hit by a truck. Well, IAM Local S6 Treasurer Jason Perry heard about the boy's injuries from a friend. So truckers, motorcyclists, and others will gather this Saturday at 10 a.m. at Winterport Dragway in Winterport, and police will escort the convoy up I-95 to Bangor to do a drive-by at the hospital and raise funds for the boy and his family. That's the hospital right there. You can get more information on the Facebook page that is called Maine Diesels and look under events. That event starts at 10 a.m. this Saturday, and we'll have even more information coming up next week. And this week in history, in 1940, the 40-hour work week went into effect under the Fair Labor Standards Act. President Roosevelt had signed the act 2 years earlier on October 24th. And in 1945, the U.S. minimum wage increased to 40 cents an hour. Think about that, just 40 cents an hour. This artwork and the information is provided by Union Communications Services. For more information, visit unionist.com. And Election Day is less than 2 weeks away, and many union members are helping to get out the vote with Labor to Labor education. We're just 13 days away from the midterm elections, and you can find your union-endorsed candidates at this website, myunionmyvote.org. That's myunionmyvote.org. Well, Latina Equal Pay Day is coming up in just 8 days on November 1st. Now, that's the day that marks how far into 2018 Latinas have to work to make what white non-Hispanic men made in all of 2017. Latinas make just 53 cents on every dollar. Now, this is something many organizations are trying to change, including the Labor Council for Latin American Advancement, or LCLAA, whose president, Yanira Merino, is here with us today. So we'd like to welcome her to our studio. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for having us here. It's important to come and speak about this very important issue, Latina Pay Day.
So the big question is, Why does it take so long, all the way to November 1st, 2018, to make what white non-Hispanic men made in 2017?
I think I can give you many reasons, but the thing it is that, I mean, for all women, because all women in general, we don't get the same pay that all white non-Hispanic men does. And that had something to do with equality in this country. You know, a topic that lately has been there, and I think we need to talk even more because it has always been there, and it really have not get a lot of attention. No, so I think we can talk about historical aspects, political aspects, and social aspects, and I think you'll need more than an hour of a show to do that. I think what is important is that we have started to talk about it, many women. And Latinas, which are the bottom of all women, because it's white women, then I think it's Asian women, African American women, Native, and then Latinas.
Wow.
I think it has to do with education, access to training, access to information too. And when we talk about Latina, we also have to talk about the other group, which is immigrant Latina workers. And they have less access to what I already mentioned, information, training. And so that makes it, I think, even worse, and it helps that Latinas are in the bottom part of that pool.
Now, what do you say to women who we want them to be empowered and we want them to make their voices heard? What is your message to them?
Well, it is first, as I said, we're glad that we're talking about it. That's why LCLAA put a lot of the efforts that we do and to talk about this issue. I think spreading the word and the information so everybody knows it, but especially young Latinas, they can go and they can actually learn different skills, how they can talk about this issue. That is empowering, but it's not easy. It's easy to say, oh, let's ask for a raise. But in reality, when you talk to many of us, it's not an easy conversation to have. You have to practice. And then understanding also the difference to work in a union environment or under collective bargaining agreement, being a member of a union, giving you that possibility. We have numbers that show us that a woman that has a collective bargaining agreement actually makes more money, no? So the opportunity to talk about that, and then it is not only about that increment in your salary, but also having a voice. So I think empowerment counts how you collectively put your voices and do it. And a union is the perfect scenario and the perfect place, or one of the places that can give us that opportunity to build collective voice for these issues that are so important for women. Let's not forget that women are a big number in the economy in this country as consumers, but also as employees. And we have to take it. If a woman don't have the opportunity, your family or the family will suffer in the community.
That's true. I mean, the women that don't have a union contract and then they get a union contract really notice the difference in the pay. As we had shown that women are making more money, it can really make a difference in people's lives.
Definitely, but it also goes into retirement too. The more that you make, I mean, when you retire, you will have more. What happens with women right now is that we're not there. So it's important to continue raising this very important issue, talking about it, make conscious, and talking to elected officials about it. Just go to different areas and have this conversation. And then the conversation, how do we do? What do we do?
Now, you have a National Day of Action coming up in Atlanta, Georgia, on November 1st. So tell us about this.
Well, this is exciting. So when the National Equal Pay Day came together, we noticed the Latinas, we had to wait until November, you know. So we have been taking this one, but we also don't just want to talk about the Equal Pay Day, but also what else can we do? And we know we have to vote, and we know we have to elect people that will listen to us. So we're going to have fellows, hoping that those young women, the women that join their fellowship, will come, and then they go to different areas and they talk about it, they do events, they work with our chapters, spreading the word to other women. But we also tie that with getting other skills. As I said, how do you present when you go to your boss and how do you say, I need a raise? No, how do you do that? How do you negotiate that? That, and the next day, immediately after it is, we're going to do GOTV work because we think it's important. We're going to partner with other community groups there that are doing this work. Expanding the universe of voters is important for LCLAA, as it is important for every single union that I know. It's important for workers. So I think that, once again, it's combining the knowledge with action, what we think is going to bring this message to actually resonate in Washington.
Now, we have some bilingual viewers out there, and I know we have a graphic that's in Spanish, and since I'm not fluent, I cannot read it, but I want to put up that graphic because it mentions your campaign, Trabajadoras, right? So tell us a little bit about Trabajadoras and this campaign.
Well, Trabajadoras comes out of the need of exposing the situation of women workers, trabajadoras. No, we have found out that trabajadoras is most likely to be wage theft. Sexual harassment, the numbers are amazing, the numbers that we see. So it is bringing together all that information, presented in a way that we can do and work for policies that can actually help them. But the most important thing is that we know that there's something we can do. We as trabajadoras, we can do it. And it's by raising, once again, our voices. And that's the campaign, and we have had a lot of luck. So we have here one of our sisters. This is doing work in Puerto Rico. And, I mean, her face is amazing. She's a member. And it is basically saying, and I had to say this, you can never go to a fight without having fun. And Cristina showing us here that she's working hard, but she's having a lot of fun. So, and it is bring the message to women everywhere that we can, but in this case, Latinas, and especially those Latinas that probably don't speak English.
So you have to get the word out any way you can.
Definitely.
This is your first few months as president of LCLAA. How is it going?
It's challenging. There is a lot of energy. I liked it. That's why I ran for it. I'm learning a lot. We're doing a lot to trying to build more our chapters, a better communication with our members. I'm going to be calling up you, the communications, helping our current chapters to grow even more. And then trabajadoras, and then, of course, in this time of election, it is for us to get the voice to vote. It's important.
How did you feel at that convention in Puerto Rico when you stepped up to the podium as the new president?
I was very nervous, but determined that this is something that I want to do, because I know so many people in the labor movement. I mean, the machinists, your union, for example, have been great in how to raise the issues that are important for working people in this. And LCLAA is one of those voices that I think has an important space and within the environment of working people and within unions. And so I know how important it is. And so I was nervous. I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I wanted to do it, and we're working very hard to achieve that.
Before you go, tell us a little bit about you and how you first joined your first union.
I'm not going to tell you how long ago. I was working in a shrimp processing plant, mainly women, and mainly Latinas, and just a few benefits that we had. And at one point, I asked, I was an immigrant. I came from a country where my parents were union members. And I asked, are there any unions in this country? And somebody says, oh, no, unions are not good. Oh, my coworkers. And my coworkers have been working there for, I think, 20 years plus. I was there only a few months. I said, we should talk about it. And then the necessity, once again, I kept seeing not only the pay, the wages, but also the benefits and the treatment. And that's how I got organized. And then I was hired as a organizer for my union. And continue working in different campaigns. I fall in love with organizing. Sacrifice my children for the crazy hours that we have to work as organizers.
What was it about organizing that you fell in love with?
You empower people. You help people to be empowered, to bring that collective voice, energy for something that is not only individual, but also collectively. And that is only the beginning. You get better treatment, you get better wages, and then it goes into more, to be active in the politics in this country and to be able to give a message of hope. And I fall in love with that.
That's wonderful. Okay, stay right here because I'm going to read to you some of the comments that we have. People are saying hello to you. So we have Roland James watching, Ramon Garcia saying si se puede. We have Kyle Winkle from Washington State watching. IAM Local 774 is giving the thumbs up. And Ramon saying howdy from the Southern Territory. So we are so happy that you were able to stop by. Is there anything else you wanted to mention?
No, I just want to mention that it's important once again to continue what you were saying. It's important these 13 days to election time. Let's do everything that we can. Let's take our organizers cap and go out there, take everybody that we can. But we'll also talk about all the issues that are important. I think the issues of immigration are important, and hopefully one of these days I can go back and talk to you about it. I think all the news that we receive, we don't see the real lives of the people that are trying to be in this country and the reasons why. I think that that's important, and I one day can be invited to discuss that issue. I'll be more than glad to come back.
Well, you have an open invitation, so we'll make sure to get that scheduled.
Thank you.
And we do want to remind everybody of the National Day of Action and Power Summit in Atlanta, Georgia is November 1st, and there's also a social media storm 2 p.m. on November 1st, Latina Equal Pay Day. And the hashtags are Latina Equal Pay, hashtag Demand More, and hashtag Trabajadores. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Well, that campaign for Latina gender equity, you can learn more about it by going to latinaequalpay.org. That's latinaequalpay.org. All of the information will be there on the website so that you can join the campaign for Latina gender equity. And there are graphics there that you can download in English or in Spanish to get ready for this Latina Equal Pay Day on November 1st. So join the conversation. Let us know what you think about Latina Equal Pay Day and LCLAA's efforts to level the playing field. So comment now to activate your voice as a worker. We love hearing from you on Facebook and on Twitter. So thank you to the people who have joined us and are commenting already. James Price is saying, Yanira, what a great leader. She heard that, James. I just mentioned it. So thank you, Jim Price, for writing in on there. We have Adriana Picasso is saying, go vote early. So thank you, Adriana, for commenting there as well. And who else do we have there? People watching. A lot of our regulars, so thank you so much. Well, supporting union members is a great way to make sure that demand remains strong for products that are ethically made. So we have a graphic that we want to put up from Labor 411. Labor 411 has an online list of various candy that you can buy and hand out for Halloween. So look at that cutie right there. As long as this list is, you're bound to find your favorites on here somewhere. I already see my favorites: Hershey Nuggets, Kit Kats, Russell Stover, and Tootsie Rolls. So these companies treat their workers fairly and give them voices on the job. So for more candy options, be sure to visit labor411.org, and we thank our partners there for compiling this sweet list for us. Well, organizing is a top priority for the Machinists Union. We all consider ourselves organizers, and the Machinists Union is having a good year. Organizing Director Vinny Addeo is here to give us an update. Thanks for being here, Vinny.
My pleasure. It's my second time on your show.
That's right. See, you'll have to keep coming back.
Yeah, I think you grabbed me my first week on the job. So
we were trying to think when that was.
Yeah. So I got a few months under my belt right now. So
he's seasoned now. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So now we're 10 months into 2018. How's it going?
Well, I'm proud to report that 2017 happened to be a very good year for the IAM for organizing, and actually it was one of our best years in many years. But 2018 has been a banner year for our union. We've organized upwards of 7,000 new members across our union, and that doesn't include the natural growth that we've experienced in several sectors and industries. So we're hoping that by the end of the year we'll be reporting 10,000 plus growth in the Machinists Union, and that also doesn't include several pivotal large-scale campaigns that we currently have going on, especially in our transportation department. But again, this is This is our best year in 20-plus years, and we're back on a positive trend of 17 and 18, and we're going to continue on that trend. And that is a testament to the foresight and leadership of our international president, Barb Martinez, and also our entire executive council.
This is great news for unions in general as well, because we're hoping that the momentum keeps. For so many years, we've heard, the media coverage and also people saying that, oh, unions are shrinking, but we're showing them the opposite of that. Yes,
we have people contacting the union on a daily basis. Of course, some of these leads turn out to be positive leads, and where we turn them into organizing campaigns, and some not. But we have been seeing an upward trend in people reaching out to the union and people being more confident. Especially, we had also some organizing wins in the South, and as many people know, union density in the South is very low. For an example, we had a pivotal victory down in Boeing, South Carolina earlier this year, and South Carolina has the lowest union density in the entire United States at 1.7%. Since that campaign, we have other aerospace leads that have turned into campaigns and organizing victories for us in the South, and we're going to continue to increase our footprint down there.
Now, you talked about people giving us leads, calling us. I know a lot of people reach out through the website as well. So we want to bring up the website so you could kind of take us through some of the pages that they may go to. I know when you first get to goiam.org here, up at the top, you can click on Get Organized. And once you click there, you see this welcome page. So what do you want people to do when they go to the website, and how to reach out to you?
Well, currently navigating to where we want it to be is a little complicated. We're in the process of changing this. Our Jason Woodward and Jason Rowe in our department are working on this particular item. And currently, when you're on this page, you will want to click on Join.
Okay, so that's all the way to the right over there, right?
That's correct.
So when you click on Join.
Yeah, so when you get to Join, you see our little message from our international president. If you scroll down, there'll be information that someone could insert in those boxes and then hit Submit, and we get that information. We want to change that. We want to put it right on our first page. We want to get it bold, and so people don't have to navigate. And anybody that's interested in joining the union or getting an organizing campaign started, we want them, as soon as they hit our page, there'll be an avenue for them to click on that and go right to this page to give their information.
Now, a lot of people will write us on Facebook or on Twitter, and they'll say, how do I become a machinist union member? And we usually do send them here, but can you explain a little bit about the fact that you have to be working under a union contract to become a member?
Yes, unless, we do get hits on this particular site where people are calling in. They're already currently union members, and they're just looking for information. But there are many of those who are not members of a union, and this is where they get their initial step to contact us. And then we, in turn, direct these leads to the proper territories, proper organizers, and they reach out to the individuals and educate them on how to go about organizing their workplace.
I would love the fact for a day where we may not need unions because everything's perfect in the workplace, but I know that probably won't happen. But most of the time, in my experience, when I've been, in a union, the people who are not happy with something are the ones that really need help. Whether it's work hours or, various working conditions. What are some of the things that you hear from people that don't have any union and they're having issues? What are some of the types of issues that come up?
So this type of sentiment I've experienced personally in many organizing campaigns. As we all know, organizing is an education process for people to educate them on what their rights are, right? What they're not getting and what they deserve. So as we're not afraid to take risks or fail in organizing, because many times it may take 1, 2, or maybe 3 times before we can organize a particular workplace. I've seen in several organizing campaigns that I've personally run where on the first campaign you have somebody wearing a Vote No t-shirt on, and he's the one out there fighting the union. And then maybe in the second or third campaign, he's one of your lead organizers out there because the company has not lived up to their promises that they made, their false promises in their first campaign. And now these people have heard the message. They've seen the company hasn't met their promises, and now they're out there leading the campaign. So education is important, educating workers on what their rights are. And many people out there in the workplace do not know what their rights are. So that's our job as organizers to do that.
Your department is expanding. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have several new initiatives in the department. We kicked off the new Strategic Approach to Organizing program earlier this year. All the territories have gone through the program. It's just, it takes some of the tools and strategies of our past strategy into this new one. And basically, it puts the decision-making process back in the hands of the field organizer where it belongs. They don't need to be hearing from me at headquarters on how to do every step-by-step in their campaign. That's why they're organizers. They have the pulse of the people that they're organizing, so they should be the ones making the decisions. Also, we don't want our organizers to, again, as I mentioned before, be afraid to take risks. We want them thinking more creatively and inserting their own ideas into the campaign. So we have that new program. We also have a new social media class for organizing that we're working directly with your communications department. As we all know, social media has become a mainstay in organizing now, and it's a necessary tool in every campaign. So we've had several classes this year, and we're looking forward to continuing this class next year. It's very popular, and it's in high demand. We also have a new General Vice President tracking system for headquarters here, where we can have a better tool to track our organizing activity across our entire union. Currently, we have a system in place, but this new system is going to give the ability for our General Vice Presidents to actually click on a tab and be able to break down their territories by district, local. You can also break it down by industry, geographic area, and they can see where the organizing is taking place in their particular territory and across the union. You mentioned expansion. We've also hired 4 new organizers for the organizing department, which we're excited about. We definitely need to change the profile of our organizing department a little bit and meet the workers that we're organizing. So we hired 2 young ladies to our department, which we were lacking. One fluent Spanish speaker, and this is something that we need to do to meet the workers that we're organizing. We also just, International President Martinez has been researching and evaluating the opportunity of creating a new IAM healthcare division. The healthcare field is a mainstay and has a lot of potential for organizing, so we just started a new healthcare division. International President Martinez hired a new director for that program and also an organizer, and the organizing department is going to be working hand in hand with this healthcare division, and we already have several targets that we're going to be looking at in order to expand our organizing footprint in the healthcare field. I believe we currently have about 4,000 IAM members work in the healthcare field, but it's a place where we can have a lot more opportunity. We also are going to be replacing our Organized 2.0 system that our field organizers currently use with a system called Roadmap. The IAM is currently working with several other unions along with the AFL-CIO, and this project has been in place for pretty much the entire year, and we're hoping to kick off that new program at the beginning of next year. So there's a lot going on. We have a positive trend. We want to end 2018 on a positive trend, and we want to kick off 2019 and just keep pushing forward, and that's what we're going to do because I believe, we're one union and one organizing team in the IAM, and I believe that will be a testament to our success moving forward.
Well, it sounds like it's going well. Just 2 months left in this year. We're going to hit 2019 running.
I look forward to it.
Great. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, Vinny.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Twice. That's great. See? Well, we are hoping that you will join the conversation and let us know what you think by commenting on this video. Are you an organizer? Have you organized in the past? Let us know if you're organizing your workplace now. We'd like to hear from you watching at home, even during the replay. So please comment on Facebook, Twitter. Ramon Garcia saying, Vinny, doing a great job, brother. So Ramon, I just read that out loud, as you heard, and Vinny's here and he heard you. Jim Price is saying, okay, is he saying Vincenzo? is the man taking it to the next level. Jim Price, thanks for writing in there. So we appreciate your comments. You can continue to comment even during the replay, so thank you very much. Well, the Machinists Union's Communications Department publishes the IAM Journal twice a year, and you should have the new one in your mailbox if you haven't already. It looks just like this. So our Assistant Communications Director Jonathan Battaglia is here to give us a preview, and we're going to take you through some of the pages of the journal because it's a new format, and we've had, I guess, a couple of them in this new format so far. So check your mailboxes if you haven't received it yet. Jonathan, thanks for being here.
Great to be here, Tanya. Thank you.
Now, this journal has a recurring theme running through it of community service. Tell us a little bit about some of those articles.
So as you know, the theme for the IAM, our motto is justice on the job, service to the community. You'll see on the cover this year, these are District 751 members that are doing road work, cleaning up a road in the Puget Sound area of Washington. There's a few stories in this winter's journal that are about community service. One is District 751, like I said. They clean up roads, they build ramps for elderly folks, and they volunteer at soup kitchens, or just a few of the things they do. We also profiled members in Minnesota. They are helping out families that are victims of domestic violence. And we really love to profile, our members doing these things that get us out in the community and get our name out there.
That's what I think we don't hear enough about, the good that we do in the community.
And I should mention that there's videos accompanying all of these stories, and those are plugged inside of the journal. And so our staff took a lot of time to put together these articles and put together these videos. So I definitely encourage folks to check that out.
And that QR code is right on a lot of the pages, like on page 19. You can see it there right in the red on the upper right-hand side there, that you could just scan the QR code and then it'll take you to the video. So that's good as well.
So this was a big production in our department. It certainly doesn't end with me. Rich Luciani and Andrew Hounshell were our main writers. Michelle Furman designed every page of this journal, did a tremendous job. Valana Cochran and John Lett did videos. Joyce Shepard and Delane Adams helped us edit. And of course, Bob Wood, our director, gave us the creative license to kind of run with this thing. And like you said, this is the 4th edition of the journal since our redesign, and trying to make it member-centric with the blessing of our international president. And we're very proud of it, and all of our members in the United States will be receiving this by November 1st. So
okay, so it's just
be on the lookout.
A few days away. I'm looking at IAM Helps in the Community on page 28, where you could see a lot of our members from the Midwest territory, and they've been doing this community service work as well for a while. So it's really great to just see all of the members out across North America.
Yep. A couple other stories we have. We profiled our efforts in Texas at Red River Army Depot to help out members who unfortunately were affected by a couple rounds of layoffs, and how we're helping them with job training, finding other IAM jobs in the area. And then there was a really great story that I particularly like. We had a son of a member in Washington State whose father passed away, and one of our members kind of took him under his wing, got him a job, and kind of served as a father figure for him. And so it's really a story of mentorship that I think folks will enjoy in this year's journal.
This is great. Plenty to read. We've really come a long way because we have these really old machinist newspapers that are from 50, 60 years ago. So it's really nice to see us in the 21st century.
Very proud of it. Very proud of our staff who put it together, and thanks to everyone really around the country who worked with us to make this happen.
All right. Thanks so much, Jonathan. Appreciate
Thank you, Tanya.
it. So everyone, check your mailboxes if you haven't already received your IAM Journal. It should be in there. If not, you can get it any day now. As Jonathan said, everyone should have one by November 1st. So we would like to give a shout out to all of the classes studying at the Wimpesinger Education and Technology Center this week. Women's Leadership, Spanish Leadership, Advanced Leadership, and Intermediate Web Development. We plan to have members of the Women's Leadership class here Friday morning, so that will be a special edition of Activate Live at 11 a.m. Eastern. They'll be in our live studio audience, and we will also speak with a couple of the women here. So we hope that you'll join us. And registrations are now open for January classes at the Wimpesinger Center for Train the Trainer and news writing. More information is available on the website, wimpesinger.iamaw.org. That's wimpesinger.iamaw.org. And here's a list of our upcoming state council meetings. Indiana meets this weekend, October 26th to the 28th in Nashville, Indiana. And the Washington State Council of Machinists meets November 29th. That is the fourth quarter meeting, and they are meeting in Union, Washington. As far as our conferences and conventions go, Guide Dogs of America's largest fundraising events of the year happen in Las Vegas starting November 15th. Now, whether you like motorcycles, sporting clay, or golf, there's an event for you. Culminating with a banquet that happens Saturday night. It is casual again this year. I love that. We'll have updates for you after all of the events. So we'd like to thank everyone who raises funds for our favorite charity throughout the year for all the work that you do. This is our favorite charity because it was founded with the help of the Machinist Union for a Machinist Union member who needed a guide dog. So for more information on that, go to guidedogsofamerica.org. Well, that is it for this week's Activate Live. You can join us next week on Halloween when we'll talk about disability employment. We'll hear all about the convoy for a cause in Maine. That's happening this Saturday, so you'll learn how it went next week. And we hope that you buy union-made candy to support workers and companies who believe in justice on the job. See you next week.